So I bought a set of cheap ass Chinese batteries, and that'll teach me. Because the camera died. Not sure when it died. I'll find out when I start editing. Anyway, what I was trying to say, before I was so rudely interrupted by a cheap Chinese battery, Kentucky Mustang knows how to package. Wow. It's just crazy, the staples in this thing. Hold on, folks. I'm going to get this box open. So, first box, inside the box, is a big box. Holy cow. What do we got here? We have one set of brake shoes, front left hand wheel cylinder, rear left hand rear cylinder, put that with that, front right hand rear cylinder. Am I missing a wheel cylinder? The drum, rear drum. All right, rear brake drum. Okay, so these are my drums, my shoes. Get this box out of the way. This is rear, did I say it was rear left hand wheel cylinder. So now I got to deal with yet another box. This is box number 2, and of course it is stapled because apparently that's what Kentucky Mustang does, and I am not complaining. Front shoes. So these are my wheel cylinders. I got a few other things in here that I will show in a little bit. Here is the brake hardware for the front brakes. This is the brake hardware for the rear. Springs, got the park brake adjuster, cables and stuff. My front brake drum. My other front brake drum. So I got all 4 of my wheel cylinders. Spare set of blank keys so that I can get keys made. My 1965 owner's manual, reproduction. I got the reproduction of the sleeve. You put your book in, and then your registration papers, registration and insurance papers. Okay, now that those are out of the way from Kentucky Mustang, I still have another box to open. Let's slide these over here. Grab this box here. This is the brake pressure switch. Now what happens here, this car has, instead of an internal brake light switch, it has an external brake light switch that goes on the back of the master cylinder, and this is what operates your brake lights. This is the bag that the part that's in the box should be in. This is some plugs for it. But this is our master cylinder. Now you're asking the question du jour. Why am I doing all this? 1, we're taking this car on poverty tour. I want great brakes. 2, the guy I bought the car from, that is the one thing he told me was wrong with it. And the one thing he told me was wrong with it is the one thing I don't have. That's supposed to show up tomorrow. And I blame CJ Pony Parts for that, because I did order brake boosters. The car does have power brakes. I ordered a brake booster, and then after I ordered it, and no one told me nothing, I had to go into uh, the website and look at my order and seen that it was on back order for 3 weeks. This was a few days ago, after everything else had arrived. So I went ahead and canceled that order, went on eBay and bought the most Chinesium one I could. Pray for me. I may need to take a ride to Roberts and get my bearing grease. Hopefully I don't need bearings. I haven't driven the car to know. So, hold on folks. I got to get a jack. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing a Puddin's Fab Shop dress because I don't know how to order the proper size when it comes to tall. And the other thing I'm sure you notice is that I don't have a jack stand. And I don't have a jack stand because, well, I didn't bring my 3-ton jack stands back from Roberts. Okay. Let's see what we got. Well, the first thing I'm noticing is there's a relatively new rubber line here, which is making me wonder if brakes are somewhat done. The next thing I'm noticing is I did not come prepared with all the proper tools that I need. Alright folks, it's a sad day. It's a normal day actually. So I was looking for my rubber mallet. I've been tripping over it for a month. And now I can't find it to save my life because I really didn't want to beat on this cap here with a metal hammer as someone has done already. But let's try channel locks first. I'm going to admit, oh, that'll work. I am not a fan of drum brakes whatsoever. Use my patented technique of needle nose inside the head of a cotter pin. Hammer it out. Folks, I think I need to go to the store, get some cotter pins. What do you think? That's kind of really short. We're going to take off our glasses because we're sitting out here in the sun, and we have smartly worn a black shirt because that's what you do. So, get that off there. Grab our channel locks that we just conveniently set in the dirt. And get that off there. Pull out on that a little bit. Pull the washer and the bearing off. Oh, these need grease. But the bearing, I don't know. It looks fine. Looks like a bearing. Turns fine. But it's got old grease in it. Old grease. So we will eliminate that. Now, here's the problem I think I'm going to have. I should get new seals and bearings for it. The drum, I know you can't see none of this, but the drum is pretty marred up. You can tell it's ran on some really thin pads before. So there's that. I gotta figure out how to get that out. This will need new grease, definitely. And it's definitely going to get all new grease. The spindle seems alright. It seems okay. As you can see, that's pretty rusty and crusty. Springs are stiff as hell. That one's springy. That one's not. This one's not at all. Not at all. So we need grease. We need bearings. I want to change the bearings in the seal. I wouldn't feel right not doing that. And I need to see how to get this drum apart. So what I need to do is run to the store, see if they got the parts I need in stock, and then run to Robert's house, get my grease, and then make sure I get a good picture of this. And that's what you should always do. Take a picture so you can see how it goes back together. Yes, I could take the other side apart, but that's going to be reversed on the other side. So if I take a good picture, set the phone up there in front of me, and yeah, we'll have that. Look at them shocks. Oh my goodness. Yes, I plan to replace all that. Okay, folks. I'm going to go get some stuff done. Hold on. All right, folks. I've run into a bit of a dilemma. It seems that I don't know shit about cars. I don't know shit about front brakes. I don't know shit about front drum brakes. Let's get the shit straight. So, here's what's going on. Is I need to get the hub out of that drum. In order to do that, I should press it. Now, I made a mess in there, which was the smartest thing I could have done. But in order to get it out, I need to press out the studs, get new studs, and then get it pressed into the new drum. So, I didn't take none of this apart yet. I'm just going to loosely put this back together. I'm not going to grease it, but I'm also not going to drive the car. But what I can do is start working on the rear brakes. So there's that. I have them. Oh look, dark. I thought that was just a GoPro thing. Anyway, so I need to run to Robert's house because my my grease is, well, I just said I wasn't going to grease it, didn't I? I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to take the drums with me to work. Well, I can't do that either without leaving the car like this. I think what I'm going to do is get the jack stands under the car. I kind of hate to leave it like that. So maybe what I'll do is get tires under the car and set the car back down on the tires, not the Mustang wheels. God, no. I got some old Ford truck wheels here I can use. All right, I'm at a bit of a standstill. I need to take the drums off. I've never done front drums before. I've done rear drums. Simple. Pull the drum off, replace the brakes, put brand new drum on. These have the wheel hub built into the drum. Well, not built in, they're pressed in. And I didn't know I was going to run into that issue. So, and I want to do it right. I'm sure there's some jackass redneck way to take the studs out here at home. Put the lug nuts on, drop it on the ground. I don't want to do that. That's not, no. Because then I still got to get the lug nuts back into the new drum. I've also heard a story about the front drums not fitting the lug nuts perfectly, or the lugs. I don't know how true that is. That's fine. I've got drill bits. I can open it up a little bit. But I want to do it right, and I can't get the bearings. I'm replacing the bearings. I've got it apart. I'm just getting all new brakes. Why would I skimp on that? I'm going to get new bearings. I can't get the inner bearings. I can't get the front lug studs. I can get the rear today. I could get the outer bearing today. I can't get the rear or the inner bearing or the seal today from AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advanced Auto. They're all the same. I want to get all that new because this is going to be pressed out. I got to press the lug studs out. And what I'll do is I'll take it to work, get it pressed out, and get all the new stuff pressed in because we've got to press at work. So, yeah. But because it's being pressed, I want new studs. That's just the smartest thing to do because they're going to get ruined pressing them out. I've got it all apart, so it's getting new bearings. We're fixing it. We're taking this car on a minimum 5,000 mile road trip. I want it right, and we're going through the Rockies. I want it right. But in order to do that, the car has to sit. I can't leave it on jack stands because gravel, dirt. So I got a couple old Ford, tires there. The original stock Steelies off my F-150. I'll throw those under the car and let the car sit on them. And not under the front, under the frame. Because I'm not stupid. But I'm also not going to jack up the back while the front is sitting on those wheels. So I don't want to jack up the rear of the car until the front is sitting on its wheels. Till it's done and sitting on its wheels, all bolted up, ready to go, then I'll do the back. If I had concrete, I'd leave it on jack stands, do the back, keep working on the video. So this video is going to take a while to come out, and I'm sure the next segment you see will be within seconds. I just want to explain what's going on, and this video is going to take a couple of weeks to come out just for that reason. Yeah, this sucks. It is what it is. Yeah. Hold on, folks. Okay, it's been another day. I had to wait on some parts for, for doing this. As you've seen before, I needed bearings. And I've got my, that was, what was that? Bearings, or what are these? Maybe those are bearings. Oh yeah, this is my power brake booster. It finally showed up. Anyway, what I did though is I took the drums to work so I could use their press to get the hubs out of the old drums and then press everything into the new drums, and I had a problem. Let's look at the problem. First of all, I absolutely destroyed this drum pressing it out. But the other thing that happened, do you see a problem here at all? Yeah, that happened. When I was trying to press this drum out, or this hub out, I bent the hub. So, new hubs are on order from Kentucky Mustang. And I just went ahead and got new dust caps too. What the hell? That way I got new, oh, this thing likes light too. That's awesome. But anyway, that way I got new drums, hubs, bearings, the seals, the dust cap, all new. Fuck it. Might as well. So, we're going to be waiting a few days on that. So, yeah. I really need to learn how to use this camera better. So we're going to close this up. And we'll see in probably next weekend before I can get back on this. So we'll see you then. Hold on, folks. Hey, Chip here. It's another day. I'm not sure if you can tell. First part of this video, I was running my camera on 4K. But, sorry, I'm trying to close the door on the camera. This camera is a piece of shit. Really, it is, honest. It, like, when you're in 4K, it likes to crop, so I switched to 1080p, and then I'll upscale it to 4K. Let's see if this works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. In the meantime, we're back. I got the parts. I got all the parts. That door just got in my, sorry, hold on, people. There we go. I got all my parts for my brakes. You know, brake shoes. There's a cylinder, the brakes, the wheel cylinders in here. Over there somewhere, up somewhere in there. There's hardware, and then I've got new hubs because I managed to bend one of mine when I was trying to press out the lug studs. And to be honest, I probably could have just left it alone, put it into the new drum, and been just fine. But no, Chip's got new lug studs, so let's press the old ones out and ruin it. So I got two new hubs. because that's what you do. You don't buy just one. You want it to last a while, you buy two. So that'll be good. New drums. So right now, today, because I got out of work kind of late, but I need to get to work on this car. I need to get it done because we're planning on taking this to Poverty Tour May 31st, which is a month and a half away. So it's time to do some brakes. First thing I'm going to do, which is always the smart thing to do, is take a picture, take a picture of your brakes before you take them apart. That way, you have a reference. So, if you want to know the details on taking apart drum brakes, I highly recommend either watching Pole Barn Garage and Pole Barn Garage. Those are the two I recommend. I guess Junkyard Digs, but he hasn't really worked on cars lately. I don't know. So I'm going to get these apart. If there's any significant issues, I will let you know. So, yeah, hold on, people. Let's get these brakes apart. Let me show you something my wife did. Just because it's cool. And I don't know if I've shown this sticker before, but this is what my wife does. Yes, that's a whole bunch of individual colors put together. Kind of neat, huh? She has a thing about Tigger. I mean, look at her feet. Look at her damn feet. Look at them damn feet. So we got the brakes apart. No major issues. I mean, drip, drip, drip. This line's been replaced recently, so I'm happy about that. I'm glad to know that. This, it came out okay. The bolts didn't give me a single problem. And just so you know, I need to keep, because my hardware kit doesn't include these little things here. I don't know. Can you see them? Focus. 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 Autofocus sucks on this thing. Anyway, little arms that come out of the wheel cylinders. And if your new wheel cylinder does not come with a new crush washer, save yours and reuse it. So the other thing I did too is I kind of kept this in order so I can kind of have a reference while I'm putting it back together. It should. Yeah, I mean, I had no issues. None. It came apart nice. Hopefully, it goes back together just as nice. I'm only doing one side tonight because, it's getting a little bit late. I got out of work a little bit early. Stopped by Harbor Freight, bought me some batteries because they got an awesome sale going on. That'll be over with by the time you see this video. Yeah. Keep putting brakes on this thing. Hold on, people. Okay, so I decided I'm going to throw you up on a tripod and show you this weird way this goes. I have to do this in order for it to work. It's kind of odd. It's just brake fluid dripping. I'm gonna have to spray this down once I get it tightened back down. Um, I'm hoping I put it back together right. And here's why. Let me show you. Is this right here? It doesn't come off there. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't come off here. It screws in down here, so it's odd. It's just very odd. So I guess we'll experience it together and see if I can figure out how to do this without, destroying myself. Get the crush washer on it. I know my hands are blocking everything, but you know what? Take crush washer off before I lose it. Let me get this. I'm gonna take the bleeder out, make it easier to turn. Be right back. All right, got the bleeder out of it. So, crush washer. Put it on the end of this. Get this, and just start spinning it. Come on, start. There you go. I can get rid of the mosquito that's on my wrist. So yeah, spin this up nice and tight. It should be right there, just about. I don't want to get it too tight, but it's gotta. See, here's where I'm kind of screwed. Because it's gotta be this way. I don't know if I want to be able to get that tight. I wonder if I need to disconnect it from the other end. I got a feeling that's what I got to do. So, but you seen how weird that was. But I guess what I need to do is take it apart at the other end, which I should probably squirt some stuff in real quick. Make sure that's going to come apart without damaging that hard line, which it already feels like it has been. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this. I got to figure this out, people. All right. Hold on, people. Let me figure this out. All right, I got an issue. My brake line up here is not free. The nut part of it is not free from the line. As in, right now, it will twist. Hold on. Oh, this is a hell of a selfie stick going on here. I'm using my tripod as a selfie stick. Anyway, so I'm going to soak it. I think I'm going to be done for the night. I'm going to soak it in hopes of freeing it up, because I don't want to replace metal lines. I don't think it'd be too hard, since I am putting in a new master cylinder. So there's that. But I would much rather not. I'd much rather free that line up. I just got to figure out how to do it. And by the time I get that researched and figured out, it's going to be dark out. So I think I'm done for the night. So yeah, guess I'll have to work on it again tomorrow. Hold on, people. All right, folks. I have placed an order for a complete brake line kit for this car. Because if one line, let's see if you can see it, if one line there is bad, then yeah, so are all the others. And that's, I've sprayed it, let it soak. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, put these brakes together. Obviously I'm not going to be able to hook them up to the lines, but when the new lines come in, I should be able to just screw them right in, and away we go. Hopefully. We'll find out. We'll see if Kentucky Mustang can get it all proper. Anyway, so pull that off there. What I'm going to do is get the hose put on, get all this put together. Once I get the wheel cylinder in, I'll take some brake clean, spray it all off, clean it up, and yeah. So let's get her all cleaned up. That also means putting together my hubs. I did get new hubs. I showed you what I did to that. I bent one of the hubs. So I bought, 2 new ones to put back on the car. And to be brutally honest, I didn't need to take that hub apart. I didn't need to take those lug studs off. There was nothing wrong, but I had new ones. I thought, I'll put new ones in it. I got them. Yeah. That cost me some money. Anyway, so that means with this brake system on this car, the only thing that won't be new is the brake pedal when it comes to the brakes. Am I regretting any of it? Hell no. Hell no. We're going to be driving through the Rockies with drum brakes. So I kind of feel better. So, let me start getting that put together. If anything exciting happens, I'll be sure and let you know. Hold on, people. It's break time. Alright. Brakes are assembled. Wasn't as easy as those other YouTubers make it look. It wasn't terrible. Just feel like something's not right. And it's all there. Everything works. Self-adjuster's hooked up. It's all nice and tight. And it is exactly how, other than being the opposite direction, how this is set up. But what it is not is how the other brakes were set up, which is what has me worried. So, because this one, and the same is true at the other side, you'll see this spring here. This spring went from this place to this place, I'm assuming, to hold it all together. But if it doesn't need it, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to get the line up into the mount for it, and then it's time to put together the hubs, or the hub for this side, and then get the drum on, half-ass adjust it, and get the tire back on this side. That'd be nice. Now it's time to dig in to my hub. And Kentucky Mustang messed up, or I messed up. I don't know which. I ordered new dust caps and I only got one. The invoice only shows one. And I don't know if that was a mistake on my part or their part. Either way, it was a mistake. I'm blaming myself. But here's the new hub. I got all new bearings for it. Grease. What I got to do is get the lugs started in there. Okay, I know you guys can't see me, and you just want to stare at my belly in my really cool Murphy Diesel shirt, cause hell, boy. The idea here is get this here. I got the lug in there. Give it a little smack to get it. Give it a little smack to get it to stay. And then throw some washers on it for some reason, because that's what I've seen someone do. Put a nut on there. And nope, that didn't work. Alright, let's try this again. Because apparently that didn't smack it down far enough. I keep sucking it back out. Uh-oh. That's in there. Feels like. Hopefully I'm not bending it. A couple washers on here. Spin this thing down far enough to grab it. I'm not using a lug nut for this. This is just a regular nut. Alright, that's grabbing it. Hopefully. Is this the right size? No, it is not. It is most definitely not. Alright, let's try this again. I need a voice. Uh-oh. Hold on, folks. I think I fucked it all up. This was probably a really good idea executed the absolute wrong way. And I am not going to continue with it. And here's why. This lug, you'll see the shaft kind of sticks up there a little bit. And here's where the mistake I made was. The washers was to get around that so the nut didn't go all the way down. But the washers weren't big enough. So they kind of bent, and that's what got them stuck. So if I was to put another one on here, there's no way I can suck it up in there. So what I need to do essentially is get more washers. I am not going to make any attempt to do that. What I'm going to do is take you off here so you can see who the hell is talking to you. I think I'm going to take the new drum and just stick it on here just to cover it up for now, because I can't put the hub on now until I get proper washers. So, and who knows when I can do that, because I work way too much. Believe it or not, this little bit of work right here, this one break, is 2 days because of work. Anyway, so tomorrow after I get out of work, I'll stop by Home Depot. I'm going to take a lug stud with me. I will buy some washers that will fit it properly. So I can do that. It's a good idea to get the studs in when you don't have a press. And when I had access to a press, I proved exactly how well I could handle it by bending my hub. So it's a good idea executed wrong by me. I'm the one that asked for those washers. I didn't even think about the shaft coming through the hub. So that's on me, of course. So it's going to be another damn day before I can get it back on these damn brakes. All right, it's another day. And I went to the store and bought bigger and better washers. So we're going to try this crap again. Get it started. All right, here we go. That worked awesome, actually. It worked a lot better than the last one. A lot better. All right, folks. I'm going to get the other ones in. And, yeah. What I am noticing, though, is, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, it is creating a bit of a bevel in there. So I'll flip that around so it's on that flat side there. I got to make these things, there's only 5 of them, so I got to make them last. And done. Oh, warm, warm, hot, 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 hot. Those are warm. All right. So, because I messed up, I need to find my other parts. I think they're over there. Let me get my parts together. Actually, you know what? I mean, make sure we're right. Okay, that one works. Because that would have sucked. That one works. going to get my parts together to finish putting everything together on the one side. And oh yeah, I get to open this stuff now. Let's see. So these are the inner ones. That means they go on the back side of the hub. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. Come on. Alright, so these should be the outer. Let's see if these ones are wrong too. Nope. They are not. Yep. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious? Do they got these backwards or something? I still don't seem to... Well, yeah, that fits in there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because that sits there. And that actually sits right there. Maybe they're right. Why did that say inner instead of outer? One more thing to check, people. These are supposed to be the seals. No. Ain't no damn way. None of this is right. None of it is right. Back to Kentucky Mustang I go. Hold on, people. Okay. It's yet another day of, me trying to do brakes on this damn car. Let's recap. Took tires off. That works. Took drums off. That works. Needed to press out the lug studs. So, okay. Not a big deal. Take them to work with me. Successfully get one hub out and all the lug studs. By successfully, I mean I broke the hub or the drum. No big deal. I bought new drums. Start on the second one. And I did buy new studs because I knew I was going to damage them. Started on the second one, bent the hub. I'm the kind of guy where when I got to replace something, I'm replacing both. Bought two hubs. And then after I bought the two hubs, I remembered, oh, I need bearings. Went to AutoZone because the hubs were going to be in the next day, and I ordered uh, bearings and grease seals. Cool. Next day, get ready to put it all together. I found a neat little trick for getting the studs into the hubs, which worked using washers and a nut. You've seen it. And then I was going to put the hubs together. I had already put the brake shoes, all the shoes and hardware on the one side of the car. I just needed to put the hub on. Or no, I wasn't that far yet. Anyway, the bearings were for a 6-cylinder, not a V8. So they were way too small. Took them back. Ordered. Went to Kentucky Mustang where I got the hubs and said, hey, you can see my history. Here's the hubs I bought. I need bearings and grease seals for it. And the grease caps. Because I goofed. I thought I ordered 2. Only ordered 1. Anyway. So got that going. I thought, well, while I'm waiting, I'm going to change shoes and the hardware. Get all that ready. And when I was taking the brake line off from the soft line, which had been replaced recently, it's fairly new. Opie, stop. The metal line fitting was frozen to the line. Tried to free it, couldn't get it to free up, and then finally it twisted. So I ordered what's in, just go in the dark here, what is in this box right here. All new pre-bent metal lines. I'm not messing around. I'm taking this car through the Rockies. So if one line's that bad, another one's going to be, and rather than wait and find out which other one's going to be bad or whatever, just order the damn lines. I got them. Anyway. So now I've got everything. I thought, great. I'll put the hubs together. I can get the tires on the car and get them off the jack stands. Get the car off the jack stands while I do other stuff. I didn't have the brake lines yet. They weren't here yet. So I did the one side. And, I started to do the one. I realized there were no races in the hubs, which again is fine because the new bearings did come with races. You'll see that here in a second. I didn't have the tool to install them properly. I've never installed races before, so I don't know how to cheat the system. And here we are. Now, I've got the tool. It's a bearing race and seal driver set. I've got the bearings, the extra grease cap because this one has one already. The hubs ready to go, both of them. The grease and this cool table, dude. If it's only, it's just a 36-inch table. It's not all that big. As you can see, it was on clearance at Walmart for $50. I wouldn't have bought it at full price because it was $119, and for $129 you can go to frickin' Harbor Freight and get a much bigger workbench with drawers and a light. But for $50, hell yeah, all day long. I might go see if they got another one yet. They might still. And if they do, by now, it's a week later, they're probably a little cheaper. So they're the Hyper Tough workbenches. So check your local Walmart, see if they got any on clearance. These were on clearance. Can't hurt. I mean, $50. And it's got a spot to put a, doesn't come with it, but it has a spot to put a power strip. Anyway, let's do some stuff. Where I'm going to be placing the camera, you're not going to be able to see my pretty face. And it's because of this camera. I'm really tired of this camera. So, whoa, that got dark. Hold on, people. We'll be right back. So, let's put some of this together. Stick this off to the side, stick that off to the side, I said get off to the side. Stick these off to the side. Here's our bearings. So, Kentucky Mustang, I love how they do this. I don't know how well you can see that. Come on, focus. But they label what it's for. Grease seal, front, V8, 64.5 to 73. You know, wheel bearing front outer, V8. And then wheel bearing front inner, V8. They label them well. But what I'm curious about is well going to be good enough. Wait, this one was already out, I think. Come on. Well, maybe this one wasn't out already. Nope. That's fine. My 66 Mustang has become my toolbox, which I'm not a big fan of. So this should go down into there, right? Oh, is that yeah, this is the rear. So it should go down until it hits this ledge, I guess. So we find the right size tool, which appears to be this one. Not too sure how this works. Okay. That's cool. The nut has a little bit of a Phillips head in it. So these go down like that, right? Never done this before. Should I be greasing the outside of this? I don't know. Hold on, people. Let me check. All right. So, I've just learned how to do this. Come on, stay. And the way it was explained to me, so it's the way I'm going to explain it to you, is normally you would want to have it suspended somehow so you don't do any damage to this. However, that's wood. I think I'm going to damage that before I damage this big ass thing. So we're going to go ahead and get the race a little bit wet here just to help it out with some WD. Get it started in here. Kind of. Make sure it's as even as possible. Grab this and just start, keep rechecking it. Make sure you're going in as straight as possible. I think I'm all the way in. It appears to be. Let me give it another good couple of... Yep, that's in. Alright, so that means this will drop in there. So now, what I want to do is the front one. See, I didn't do any damage to this thing. Hell, I didn't do any damage to that. Let's grab a front race, because there's no races in these hubs, so it's kind of a fresh start. Grab a front one. Yeah, it goes in like that. Make sure that's... Oh, that one's going to be tight. That is extremely tight. Get a little bit wet. Just a little bit of lubrication. Let's find the... I guess I should have done this first, huh? Come on. Is this one? Yeah, that appears to be it. So let's get this off here. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. Put that back. This one. This is a nice little tool. I quite like it. Now this one doesn't set down in first, so we need to make sure we're good and level on that. Get it started. That's kind of off a little. There we go. Coming down pretty good. Let's make sure that's good. We're just about there. There it is. You can hear when you bottom out, which is a good thing. So, done with this for the moment. This will also be how we put our seal in the back. So we'll just put that on there so we don't lose it. And I think the seal, by the way, these are all National Oil Seal, or National Bearings, National Oil Seal. You have that, so we're going to want to make sure a little bit bigger. It can be a little oversized because once it goes in there, you know, that should be fine. Nice fresh roll of Walmart microfiber towels. Love these things. We're gonna be making a mess, and we're gonna need a lot of them. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get my smoke on before I can. So hold on, people. I'm smoking one. Smoke them if you got them. Drop that into there. Wipe off the hands once again, so I can retrieve my socket out of the bag unharmed. That, put it in there. Grab a bearing or a grease seal, and these I thought I was going to need that tool to press it in, but I really don't, because these damn near set in already. And just, you know, lightly tap around it. Of course, well, it would be easier, wouldn't it? Let's do it. Why not? Just take that. Just about. That is the rear bearing. I probably should have done that. That's the rear bearing. So I'm going to pack the front bearing, and then we're going to move over to the car and get all this put on the car. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, I got that other bearing packed, so let's take that up there. Those pretty things. I've already cleaned this off before. So let's grab our hub. Stick it on here. Get it all the way in there. Okay. Grab our front bearing. Stick it in here. Make sure everything spins good. Now, our washer. Should have done a better job cleaning it, I guess. The washer has a little notch. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little notch, and in here somewhere, there it is. That little notch, so it goes in on there. Come on, go on there. Where's that? Did I miss it? There we go. Little notch goes on there. This hub's not all the way on. Something doesn't feel right, people. Something doesn't feel right. Because I should have a whole lot more thread than that. What we're going to do, though, see if that hub goes back any farther. Something doesn't feel right. It's going to be another setback, and I'm going to get real mad. Okay, here we go. It's sinking it in there. Good deal. Now what we're going to do now is set our preload, which is get this bugger tight. Like so. Let's go one more. And that's tight. Let me back it off a little bit. Now it's up to you how you want this to feel. That's, I mean, it's not freewheeling. It's got some resistance to it. Let's give it a little more. Now what you can do, once you get this put together, and I'm so glad that worked out, I was about to get bummed out. Once you get this put together, there's this thing too. It goes over the nut. You get your cotter pins, which I just went and bought new ones. Well, I sent my daughter to the store to buy new ones. She was going out anyway. Find the hole. And then find the needle nose. I hate bending these things. They hurt. There we go. All right. And then take your new dust cap, which by the way, it says grease cap V8 64. So it is the one for this car. And it is the one for this hub. All right. Little tappy tap. Look at that. Ain't she pretty? Spray brake clean in here. Clean it up. Look at that. Yes. Got just the right amount of adjustment on it, I think. We'll find out. That is that side done. That's as far as I'm going to get tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow, because I have the weekend off, tomorrow we get the other side done, get the wheels on it, get this thing nice and tightened down, adjust our brakes, and start on the back. What's going to suck though is eventually I'm going to have to take the wheels off again because I do need to change those lines, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So yeah, hold on people, tomorrow's another day. Okay, it's a new day. I did get the passenger side brakes done, all buttoned up nice and pretty. Today we've got to work with other stuff. I really need to get this car back on its feet so I can get the, fire it back up, and just, it hasn't run in a while, and it kind of bothers me. And I'm getting a lot of crap all over the car. You can see this stuff coming out of my trees here, getting all over the car. So now we got to work on these lines and try and get this off here. You see how crusty this is here. Get the booster off, and hopefully, oh, and the what's that called? This is a brake light switch. Basically, it's a pressure switch. So I think I'm gonna have to remove this in order to do so. That's got a nut on the bottom, so that should be fun. Of course, so it's not gonna remove this part out of my way. Yeah. Should be a lot of fun. So let's see what we're working with here. Let's grab our next box that we get to open. What we're gonna do, I don't know how well the audio is gonna be, but we are going to switch to a different camera. This should be a fun camera. This camera is this right here. I am now recording you, but I'm leaving that camera going so that I can get the audio. So let's open this up and see what we got going on. Oh yes, these are brake line. I don't know why I'm pointing it at the camera. What do we got here? Let's see. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Oh, it says quite literally cut right here. Hopefully I'm not breaking something, because I'm not sure what this is. UPS. This is the fitting. What? I should have a rubber line. Oh, that's my vent bolt. Okay. All right. There's my rubber line. I also have the rubber line for the rear, because I don't know if it's been replaced. I know the front two rubber lines have been, but what the heck. So, does this tell me anything other than what I paid for it? See what I paid for it. Drum power. Brake line. Do. No, that doesn't tell me nothing important. Like, say, what line. Oh, they're labeled. Look at this. Alright, hold on. I ordered my lines for dual exhaust, even though I don't have dual exhaust yet. I already cut myself, even though I don't have dual exhaust yet. So these are front brake lines, drum, non-power, but I've got power. Okay, so one of these goes to this wheel, one goes to this wheel. Uh-oh. I forgot to connect the glasses to my phone. Okay. The glasses are now connected to my phone. Back to these. Anyways, so this is my front lines. One goes to the passenger side, one goes to the driver's side. Awesome. So I need to find my side cutters, dikes, whatever you call them. I know I've got some. I just don't know where they are. I've got a mess here. Shoot. Shoot. Maybe I could do it with scissors. You know what? I don't want to mess with the lines just yet, honestly, because the next thing I need is this box right here. Let me save this somewhere. What we're working on are the front section of the car. In this box, there is my new brake booster. Oh good, it's got new nuts. Sweet. And this thing. Sweet. You know what I didn't get? I didn't get the vacuum line to the engine. And this is other stuff I need for that. Okay. I should have a master cylinder in here somewhere. Yes. Here's my new pressure switch valve. And my new master cylinder. And something else that goes with it. Not sure what that's for. Oh, plugs so I can bench bleed. Sweet. Also, I picked up a vise specifically so I can do this. However, I've never done it before. So I don't have an actual clue on what I'm doing. So it should work out, right? Okay. We're done recording. Like I said, I've never... Anyway, the vise, I just got it. It's not bolted down, so I'm using that to hold it, which seems to be doing a good enough job. Let's see. This is so I can bench bleed a master cylinder. Make sure I'm not hitting nothing, because that would suck. So, how do you do this? Oh, let's take that out. Alright, I'm going to research what I'm doing here so I have a clue. They gave me instructions. So I'm going to check all this out, and when we get to it, I'll get back to you. Alright, I was going to go get a bleeder kit, but I don't think I need to. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Let me turn the camera this way a little more. Make sure I'm zoomed out. Now, because I'm replacing everything, wheel cylinders, all my hard lines, my soft lines, it's going to be a completely dry brake system. I'm going with a full synthetic .4, .3 and 4, but brake fluid. So I'm not going to be introducing a different brake fluid into a system that's already full. So that said, let's see if I can do this. Oh, good. It's got a thing. So let's try this. I might be successful, I might not. You never know. Alright, this just got hard to push in. Not seeing no more air bubbles. I think. Oh, there's one. Dang it. Wow, that gets rough when it's getting bled. It does get tougher to do. Oh, there we see. Come on. I let it sit for a second, and then it gets air bubbles again. Oh, I'm leaking. That's why. But man, that's getting tough to push in. I think I basically got it. All right. We're going to let that sit there. Let's get the old stuff out. Okay, so it's really tight in here. First things first is I need to cut these zip ties. There's an aftermarket air conditioning system in here. And so I've got these lines here. They're zip tied because people are stupid, I guess. Wow. They went to town on some zip ties. It'd make Jenny proud. I know people are freaking out because I'm putting stuff on my fenders, but mind you, bigger. This car is far from perfect when it comes to the body. 3/8. Yes. There we go. Oh, and it's coming off nice. All right, I'm going to disconnect these lines. I got my line from the master cylinder to the distribution block, and then the lines from the distribution block going every which way. But right now, what I'm worried about is just getting this master cylinder out and the brake booster. So when I get all of this out, I will bring you back in and update you on what's going on. So here we go. Hold on, people. It's brake take apart time. All right. Wow, what a bitch. I ended up having to put the wheels back on, which are way out of adjustment. I can't turn them by hand easily on either side. But I got the booster and all that out. Talk about a son of a brat. So what I'm going to do now, and here's the booster. And the reason why it was a big thing was because I couldn't just pull this out because of this. And I'm going to have to figure this out because I think I'm going to have to pull this cotter key, pull this back out, or put this back in, and then hopefully the new one, this is a ripped boot, by the way. I'm going to cut this boot away just so I can see stuff. Hopefully the new one has a short enough thing. I'm going to measure from here to here, and I know it's hard to see because of awesome lighting, but I'm going to measure from back here where it touches the firewall to here, which should make the rest of this be right. This would not come off, which also added to the difficulty of getting that out of there, because my master cylinder would not come off. Yeah, was not fun. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is get everything out and try and do some comparison stuff, because honestly, this looks longer somehow. So, like I say, I'm going to measure from here to where this connects. But if you see this, I gotta take this boot off and figure this out. I am not sure what's going on there. Anyway, let me figure this out. Try and get this right, because I think I have to reuse these brackets, which is not going to be fun, because I'm telling you right now, it took me 30 minutes to get that off. Partially, I think, because of I've got really big fucking hands. It was just really hard to take off. I couldn't get a socket on it. I had to use a wrench, and then it was a pain. It was a pain. Hold on, people. All right. Well, failure. This cheap ass piece of crap booster that I bought off of eBay is just, it's wrong. These brackets are here, obviously, will fit their own. But these holes here do not fit those there. They're just barely off. Could I drill them? Yes. But when I set this up on the firewall, no matter which side I put it on, this doesn't line up. I'm sorry. This doesn't line up with the hole in the firewall. Now, I thought, okay, brackets just aren't tall enough. Maybe I can use these brackets from the old one to mount this one. Except these bolts here don't line up with these exactly. Again, can I drill it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger? Yes, I can. No, I shouldn't have to. And I'm not trying to compromise my brakes. I'm getting ready to drive through the mountains. There is no way I'm going to jerry rig my brake booster mounts. I'm not going to do it. So, what I should have done from the beginning is just get a full dual pot, dual bowl, brake booster, master cylinder, complete everything from Kentucky Mustang. Okay, so it's another day. In the last clip, I think you'd have seen me get really frustrated because of, well, quite honestly, because of this. Cheap Chinese piece of junk doesn't work. Doesn't fit down in here. I was ready to throw in the towel. I really was. I was ready to just say, screw it. But instead, I spent money. Let's see what we got. Of course the camera's crooked. I just noticed that. Anyway, what I've got here, see, when I bought my brakes, I just bought what I thought the car had to have. So, then I find out later that maybe I should have bought something else. And by something else, I mean what's in this box. If I can ever get this box open. Really gotta get a knife. And what's in this box is some styrofoam. No, what's in this box is a dual bowl master cylinder. And the reason for that, as it's been so kindly explained to me a couple times, is that I'm going to be going through the mountains. And if just by chance one of my lines break, they're all going to be brand new, except for this one, because I got sent the wrong kit. But that's the one from the master cylinder to the distribution block. But I was sent the wrong kit. Everything else will work. So, and that line's fine. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I had also bought a single bowl master cylinder, which you guys seen me bench bleed already. This one should be better because if I lose a line with a single bowl, I lose all 4 brakes. If I lose a line with a dual bowl, I only lose 2 brakes, either the front or the rear, and then I still have something to stop me. So I'm going to get this out. I got to get it separated, bench bleed the master cylinder, and get this installed. The power brake booster get installed. So hold on, people. Hopefully we'll have power brakes again. So before I installed this into there, which the brackets for it are a mother. If you don't have, a set of stubby wrenches, get them. You never know when they'll save your life. Anyway, so before I can put this on there, we need to make sure that this and this are lined up, I guess. You have a plunger here, which goes in and plunges on this thing. So, and that's what pushes your brakes. So here is a cool little tool that I have acquired to ensure that this is set right. And what this is you got the side, you put it to your master cylinder, loosen this, push this in until it touches the part that it's supposed to touch, and then tighten it down, and you can take this end and adjust your thing. If this was an instructional video, I'd probably have a proper name for it. Anyway, so you loosen it up. I wish I could get you in here close. Maybe I can. So the way this works is you take the master cylinder side, loosen this up. That, for some odd reason, wanted to pop out. You stick this on here till you got both of these feet flat against the master cylinder, and then tighten this thing down. I move that out of the way, and then you take this. Now you've got this here, the long side, and again, and this one's magnetized too. You stick it there, and I know you can't see inside here, but you got your little plunger deal thingy, whatever. And I can screw that out till it touches that rod. Oh. Are we touching? Or are we more than touching? A little bit more. Alright. Now it's touching that rod. Now I can take that lockdown nut, back it down there, go find me the proper wrench for it. Oh look, nope, that ain't it. Hold this one, tighten this one. If I can get the wrench on it. Anyway, couple bucks on Amazon, well worth it. Let's I'm gonna get this power breaker. Anyway, I got it tightened down. I'm gonna get this power booster installed, and then bench bleed the new master cylinder. So, and then I got to figure that part out. Hold on, people. Brakes are coming. All right, things have escalated. I do have the power booster installed, master cylinders installed, bench bled. The lines are mostly installed. The front brakes are put together. But I had to do a thing. And it's a thing I really didn't want to do. Yeah, hood hinge. Because my great big meat grabbers and my big ass self, I couldn't get in here to get. These are rough. These were super rough to get to. And the bottom ones are even worse. Stubby wrench to the rescue. But I got all my lines on, hooked up, except for the one going to the back, because I'm replacing that line. So it's just not in yet. But I do have it here. This one is to the distribution block for the front brakes. I've got the plug. There's a plug in here where the rear brake went. So there's a plug in there. And then, so it'll be on its own. Yeah. So I think this is where I'm going to call it for the day. I think I got a lot done. I still have to, inside the car, hook up the pedal. That's not a big deal. And then I also need to figure out how I'm going to do the brake switch. And I think I'm going to hook it, because the brake switch, my brake switch is not internal inside the car. It is this thing here, a pressure switch. So, I just got my spot. What I'll do is the line coming off the master cylinder, I'll hook to one end, and then the other end will be the line coming from the rear brakes. And that'll give me my brake switch. And then I'll just have to find a way to secure it. Probably I'll somehow strap it with just, a piece of metal strapping or something. I'll figure something out to get it to sit nice and pretty. I'm glad I just thought of that. I'm glad you guys gave me that idea. Anyway, I know you can't tell, but it is getting dark. The sun is going down. Dinner is just about ready. So, like I say, the last clip, or not the last clip, but the last clip before today, I was frustrated because of that other power booster. And I do have, don't mind my mess here, but I still have the other master cylinder, the single pot one. And I think when it comes time to do this car, I'll just use it. It's manual brakes. And that's all manual brakes is hook that up to the damn firewall. So, guess I got a new master. I'll get a use out of that. I'm not going to get a use out of this other power booster. And I got it off eBay, so I'll never get that back. I left the guy a bad review. He'll probably leave me a bad review. To which I'll reply to and complain. Yeah. So, we're getting closer. Getting closer, folks. I gotta get these brake lines hooked up before I can run the car again. And then I think I need a carburetor, because it'll start and run, but I can't get it to stay running. And most times you would think, hey, you need a choke, because there is a heat choke on it. I got to figure out how that works. It's not hooked up. But once the car warms up, it should stay running, and it doesn't. So I'm thinking the carburetor's bad. However, that said, I can jump in this car, pump it 2 or 3 times, turn the key, and it fires right off. So it is a runner. Anyway, hold on, people. It's time for me to get some dinner. All right. I got the front to rear line out. But starting to get dark again. Story of my life. Never get to finish anything. I am a mess. And I kind of messed up this line a little bit. Trying to get it out of there. So hopefully I can get the new line, which is right here. I got to do some bending on it. It's not ready to go in. I'm a little scared of that. I really am. Anyhow, and who's in the way? There are a couple things that tell me it's time to go in. One, getting dark. Haven't had dinner yet. And two, last cigarette. I got more in the house. Once I go in the house, I'm in the house. So that's the rear brake line. So here's the plan, because my brake lights work off a pressure switch. So the way it worked before was, let me grab the other, grab this. The way it worked before, but I had this in the, well, I guess I can show you. It went in, well, it went into here, but I guess it'd go there. And then the line would come out, yeah, it'd go there. Then the line would come out right here. That's actually the other way around. Weird. Fairly certain that master was meant for a 6-cylinder or manual brakes, because this is a power brake car. And the master is different. It's actually different. I didn't realize that. Anyhow, I might take this fitting out too. There's this little 90 fitting right here. That might come in helpful. But what I plan to do, because I got to put a union, because of the upgrade to the dual bowl master, gave me a union. So I take the line off the master cylinder to this, and then connect the rear to front to rear line to this. Well, I'm going to turn this into my union, which will give me my brake light switch. In theory. Hope it works that way. Anyhow, it's hard to find good light around here these days. Yeah. I'm filthy. I'm sweaty. It's warm out. I'm hungry. And I'm not ready to bend that other line yet. So, here we go. Fast forwarding to another day. Hold on, people. Alright, guys. It is another day. Another day. And it's a big push to get this thing back together. Out here in the sun, I got to get the back brake on, or the front to rear brake line on, and then get the rear brakes done. That is the goal today. Holy cow, that sun. Wow. It's right there. Right there. It's morning, so it's later in the day, or actually by noon, this over here will all be shadowed. Anyway, it's a big push because the next week is going to have crappy weather, and I really need to get this done. And then I've got parts coming for the motor, more specifically for the carburetor, because this thing doesn't want to idle. So I'm going to rebuild the carburetor. I have never done that before. And I'm also going to convert, it's got a heat pipe thing for the choke that is not there. I'm going to convert that to electronic choke, and hopefully that works. Anyway, hold on, people. It's go time. All right. I have got, let's see. I got my front to rear line in. The problem with it is over here, if I can get a good view of it, I don't know. I take my glasses off so I can see, but it's too long. It's way too long. It should have came to here. So what I'm gonna have to do is go to Harbor Freight. I don't have a flare tool. I should have a flare tool. And I got to get this tire off so I can see what's going on over here with where all the lines come together, the two metal lines. This rubber line, well, I've got a new one. And then there's a vent hose as well. So I got to have this tire off to see what I'm doing. But it's there. And I do have it hooked up top with my brake pressure switch. And look at all them spider eggs. They're all over the place under here. I got like a million of them right above me. But this was a pain in the butt because I didn't run the line properly. So I had to take, thankfully that bolt right there, if you can see it in between the two park brake lines, came loose, and I was able to adjust that out, pull the park brake line off on this one, this side here, and get it around the brake line so the brake line can mount up properly. And then, you know, put it back on. Hopefully I got it adjusted right. I don't know. Not like I'm going to use park brake anyway. So the next thing for me there's that face again. Yeah, let's look at me normal. Anyway, the next thing for me is go get a flare tool, because I'm going to have to cut this line. Get this tire off. Finish the rear brake line to where they come together. And then start working on the rear brakes. Hold on a second. Let me get out from underneath this car. Okay, I'm out from under the car. Here's what I'm talking about. I got this union right here. I still don't have it mounted up here on the firewall yet. I got to do that. But this is my brake light switch. The wires here are, I don't know if you can see. You can see the one where it's pretty corroded. So I'm going to clean those up before I plug them back in and tidy all that up. And then it's on to doing the rear brakes. Those should be easier than the front because I don't have to deal with the hub. Yeah. So, rear brake line is in, but it needs to be trimmed. It's too long. Or I could bend it. Maybe I'll get a bender too. I don't know. Anyway, off to Harbor Freight I go, which, by the way, is an hour away. So, hold on, people. I gotta go to the tool store. All right, people. I didn't want to drive all the way to Harbor Freight because how far away it is. So I went and bought a junk, I guess. Let's oh. One of these types of flaring tools from AutoZone, the Duralast one, and it's junk. It is absolute junk. I've been practicing. Sorry about the lighting, but I can't get it to focus. That's what I can't get. All right. Anyway, let's see if I can get this to focus now. This piece of crap flare, still not focusing right. Maybe if I stop moving it, I don't know that you can see just honestly how bad this flare is. It's really bad. And I've tested it out. There's two there. I've cut this one a bunch of times, and it's doing the same damn thing. I don't know if you can see it. Junk ass flare tool. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Buy a good one. Just buy a good one. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. It's supposed to rain tonight, so I got to get this hood on. I got to get the front completely buttoned up under the hood because once the hood's on, I can't get to anything. So I'm going to focus on that right now. Get that all buttoned up. Get that wire cleaned up, you know. And yeah, get the hood back on the car. So when the rain comes, I'm not, you know, it's not being left out. So now I gotta figure that. That's just gonna set me back another day. I mean, I can get on the back brakes, and do the brakes, change the drum. I don't have to put the tire back on. I can still do the brake lines. I can do everything but the one line that's the main line that's going to the back. So yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Something like that. I don't know. Hold on, folks. I'm going to get the back end of this car up on jack stands. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. If you're one of those ignorant motherfuckers that constantly put them stupid fucking chrome cap lug nuts on a fucking rim because, oh, they look so shiny. Fuck you. Fuck you. Now that that's said, this is completely round now. And, yeah. So now, I got to beat another socket onto it so that I can get this stupid frickin' motherfucking chrome cap lug nut off. Good thing I'm not monetized. Hold on, people. I gotta fix other people's stupid frickin' decisions. Uh-oh. Maybe I can't use them. Here, look. Do you see what I see? Look at the size of the pads. They look equal. One should be shorter. You should have a big one on the back side, a smaller one up here. Let me pull the other side off and see if someone screwed up. Because those look like they're the same size. And they shouldn't be. Alright, we got a couple of things here. These ones have been redone. This is new hardware. Right here. It's a newer wheel cylinder. But these brakes are gummy. I don't know if you can see inside here. This is... I don't know what's going on here. You can see what's on my thumb. And this drum is broken. But there is... I don't know if that's axle fluid coming out or if that's brake fluid. Maybe because these shoes are also, if you can see, the same size. But they're not good. This is all right. Let me clean this up. What the hell is that? What is that? What is that? And where's the self-adjuster cable? There isn't one. What the heck do they got going on here? Here. Oops. I'm turning dials and stuff. See? The self-adjuster doesn't self-adjust because there's nothing there to self-adjust it. What the heck? What kind of redneck goopy fuck did I buy this car from? Wow. That's scary. I gotta go look at the other side now. Let's see what we got. Whoops. Oh, don't fall. This one doesn't have a way to self-adjust either. Oh, yeah, it does. Well, it's got the... I gotta use the camera here so I can see. Well, it's got the self-adjuster thing with a spring hook to it, but it doesn't have the cable that runs to it from here. What kind of redneckery bullshit is this? Half-assing a job. You bought the hardware kit. Wait, hold on. Let me... Hold up. I want to see. I want to know, does my rear brake hardware kit... Okay, let's look at this. See this? Drum brake, spring hardware, complete V8 rear. There is a cable in there. The only thing it doesn't have is that little washer thing for the top, but I don't think it uses that. It uses the cable. It uses this. I mean, it's all there. Every bit of it is there. Self-adjuster, the thing the cable goes around, the thing the cable hooks to, and right there is the cable. It comes in the fucking kits. What the hell? If you're gonna do the brakes, do them right. What? I mean, come on. You seen the new springs? You seen them? That means he put a hardware kit on it. He bought a hardware kit and still did it wrong. Sorry, it's hot out here. I'm sweating. I am just so flabbergasted. I don't understand. I just don't. I don't understand. I don't claim to know shit. I really don't. I I, I do not claim to know a lot of stuff. But I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. So I know I can do this. Apparently the guy that did this before didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express. Hold on, people. Okay, just to get some clarity. Ugh, dang. Whew. That bottom spring sucks. Big brake pad, little brake pad, cable, self adjuster. Alright, that's one side. And the skies are getting dark because it doesn't like me to have any light on my face. It's gonna be raining here. Actually, were a couple of sprinkles. I started packing things up and it stopped, so I hurried up. That side's done. I just got to put the drum on, put tire back on, good to go. I didn't hook up the brake line because I'm changing them. Yeah. Now it's time to tackle the other side. Whew. Dog. Those springs are a mother scratcher. Actually, it's only the bottom one that was a problem. The vice grip to the rescue. Hold on, people. All right, there's this side. I gotta adjust the brake a little bit, but that's all done. The other side is exactly the same. And I did go through and took a wire wheel to everything, grease the contact points. Yeah. Now is just the rear brake lines. I guess that's going to have to be a tomorrow thing because it's supposed to rain and it's supposed to start soon, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to start at 5. It is currently 4:30. So I need to get things cleaned up. I need to get the hood just set on the car. I took the other hood hinge off so I could just lay the hood on the car for now because I'm not quite done buttoning up there. But the major parts of the brakes are done. It's the next day after a night of raining. Opening up the Temu Tarp Garage of Awesomeness. I have got the biggest mess going on in here. Bunch of boxes. I can't wait to get this done so I can start taking these boxes and getting rid of them. Anyway, we had a good rainstorm last night. So I got to start getting stuff out and finishing up these brake lines. Oh crap. I forgot to put this bucket away. That's my seat. Dang it. Okay, first of all, this mat. I sent my wife to a store last night to buy me the absolute wrong flaring tool. My fault. I sent her a picture of the wrong one and everything. So I turned around, and after a couple more tests, I got that one right. My biggest problem is I'm not cutting them perfectly straight. That's what's going on. Anyway, so she thought, oh, my poor husband's laying on the ground and working on my car, because this is her car, and bought me this fake diamond plate rubber mat for laying on, some padding, plus some massaging from the diamond plate. Let's show you what we're getting into. Hold on, people. All right, so we're doing away with this line, this line, this line. That's the vent, I think. And then on the back side, oh no, we're not doing away with the vent line itself, but I have a new thing to put it in, intended for dual exhaust cars. The fuel line, which is here, it's rubber all the way because you put a new tank in it, and it looks like a new sending unit. The rubber line, which goes over here by the shock, I'm going to reroute up that way. So when I do get my new exhaust, it doesn't touch it. Because the old line, I don't know if you can see it over there, kind of just hanging out right there. So I kind of want it to go in that direction. So I'm going to take it up here, and I'm going to try, or maybe right up into here. It might be easier to do with the self-tapper, because they've already got a nice little, I don't know if you can see it up there, where it's mounted to the floorboard. That's self-tappered in, so I can just undo that and move it up there. This is the vent line again. It's got one of them old crimp clamps that I might have in the house. I bought a crimp clamp tool with some crimp clamps a long time ago for working on my daughter's car and never did it. But anyway, on the back side is our brake line, which goes to here. Now, here's where the problem is the new brake line comes with a hole in it for bolting. I don't know if you can see a hole in the plastic. There it is. For bolting it to the floor. The problem is, let me move this camera around. The problem is the old one's not bolted to the floor. So I need to figure out how to mount that. I could drill a hole and run a bolt. Seems how I have that big hole in the floor where I can reach my hand through. Do one end. Anyway, so I'm going to get this apart, and then I'll bring you back in and hopefully have a plan in place. Hold on, people. All right, I just need to show this. You seen where the block was up here that had the lines coming off it. Obviously, this line goes to it. And I went with the dual exhaust route, which changes all this. So I still got to clamp this, but the block got moved to this side of the, over here, over here, over there, somewhere, for the lines to go into. I'll show you that later when. But now I just need to get that, get my finger in there. Where is it? That right there apart. I don't know if you can see it. that right there. Once I get that apart, I can attach, see, here's the old line. I can attach the new line to here and then put the other hard line into that, which will tie the front to the rear. Well, alrighty then. New brake lines are installed. I gotta do something about this right here because they're touching. I don't know if you can see that. They're touching, so I gotta figure this out, do a little bit of bending. And I got brake line up there. All nice and connected. Yeah, so it was kind of a pain in the ass, if I'm honest. But that is all the brake lines hooked up. Now I need to go up. I need to tidy these up, get them moved a little bit, and so they're not rubbing each other, because that's the last thing I need is them rubbing a hole in each other. And then go up front, tidy that up a little bit, and then we can start bleeding. Make sure there's no leaks, fix the leaks if there are. This has been a process, to be brutally honest, waiting on parts. Oh, let's get straight. Waiting on parts, trying to more waiting on parts, you know, finding out I got the wrong parts. After waiting on a part, then find out you got the wrong part, you got to go get a new part, and then now you got to wait on the new part. Talk about a pain. This has been a couple of weeks, what should have been a few days, has been a couple of weeks between my job schedule, work schedule, not really having time, and waiting on parts. Generally, I was waiting on parts over the weekends when I could have done the work. Feels good to have it done. Let me get this tidied up. Get the wheels back on it. Get this thing set back down. I'm going to adjust the brakes a little bit. I'm going to have to gravity bleed because I have no one here to help me with bleeding. So, gravity bleed it is. And pray to God that works. So, now I gotta go research that and learn how to do it. Anyway, yeah. I'm procrastinating. Hold on, people. It's time to stop procrastinating. Alright. It's getting dark. And I know you can't tell. But I've been chasing leaks. Got a few of them. I couldn't do anything with bleeding the brakes because it wouldn't gravity bleed because leaks. And then my wife got home. We were able to start doing the regular bleeding, finding more leaks that weren't present with the gravity bleed. And I'm in a spot right now. I can't tighten a thing because I don't have a big enough wrench. It's over at Robert's house. So, hold on, people. It's going to be another day. All right, guys. It's another day. And I have betrayed all of you. Every single one. I finished it and forgot to record it. All right, so I have been, for the last 2 days, battling this. This is the brake light switch. I have a pressure switch. On the 64.5 Mustang, that is your brake light. Can I convert it to an interior one? Sure, I can. I really can. But that involves taking power booster back out. No. And I have the parts in my 66. You got to change the pedal assembly. And what is the reason for it is the little nipple on the brake pedal where you hook your power booster to uh, is too short on these cars. The 65 and the 66 on up are longer so that they can have the internal mechanical brake light switch. Can I convert it? Yes. Will I convert it? Yes. For now, that's the brake light switch because I don't want to deal with that. I'm done with brakes. Done. 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 But, like I said, this block here was a pain in my rear. A major pain. So now, I still need to do a little tidying up. I need to secure this line. I need to get grommets. I don't know if you can see that, but down where they go through the firewall here and over on the passenger side, I need or not through the firewall, but the shock towers. I need to get grommets so they don't rub metal to metal, lose your brakes. The grommets that were in there were brittle, fell apart. So I'm gonna come up with something. So I don't care if I put a rubber hose over top, slit it and slide it over that and put it through. Okay, it'll be something. Until I can do it right, if I can't just get the grommets. But that was a major leak area, and I've been battling it for 2 days, and I've been working on brakes for the last 2.5 weeks. Between waiting for parts and putting it together, I'm done. And, quite ironically, I'm done. Everything's bled. I had a couple different spots where I had to just give it a little, tighten up the line just a little bit more. I have an issue with the driver's side front. That line was too short. I'm assuming it wouldn't have been too short if the brake line kit had been for... Or no, wait. It would have still been the same brake line. But anyway, I digress. It's too short. So I'm going to have to self-tapper the bracket that holds the rubber line to the metal line. I'll have to self-tapper that to probably the inner fender or something. Somewhere where I can fix it later. I'm done with it. I have full, rotation in my tires, or articulation. They turn all the way. Yeah. So now, oh yeah, the other thing too is I didn't have anyone to sit in there and press the brake for me while I spotted the leaks and tightened up lines. It's kind of hard to do by yourself. So that's taken care of now. My son came in the house. I had just gotten home from work. My son came in the house, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He said, hey, I'm using the bathroom, because that's what he does. I said, good. When you're done, meet me at the car. And yeah. So that's done. Brakes are bled. So now I got to move that out of the way, fire this car up, try and keep it running, and give it a little test. I'm not going to go far because the lug nuts that were on one tire had those stupid chrome caps, and I think I recorded it. I don't remember. I'm not putting those back on. So I've got 2 lug nuts on one side, 2 lug nuts on the other. My test is going to be back where the cop car's sitting, and then if it stops properly, then I'll pull it back forward. If not, I'll push it. So I'm gonna get the cop car out of the way, get this thing running, which it does not do good. Let me explain. This will be my next video. My choke. This is a heat pipe choke. I think that's what it's called. It's supposed to have a pipe that goes from here down to the exhaust manifold, and it doesn't. It does not. What is that? I don't know. The pipe is not there. I don't know where it is, and I'm not even gonna try. I don't even see where it would have went. Do you? Because I don't. Anyway, so I found a guy on the internet that does conversion kits for those to electronic. So I've got one on the way. It'll be here tomorrow. That'll be a whole nother video. Because I don't have a clue what I'm doing, so you guys get to watch me fuck it all up. I'm going to get the cars ready and try and get this thing running. Try and get it to idle. I don't know if it will. I still have that issue. Even warming it up, I still can't get it to idle. Yeah. Hold on, people. We're going to test shit. Don't like works. Oh, God. Oh, I forgot how small this space is. I didn't like that metal sound. Let's see. Make sure nothing's hitting nothing. Just the overflow line. The boil over line. God, I'm fine when I get my fat ass in here. You just get my fat ass in here. Oh, that was a break. Come on, idle. Come on. That's an idle. That's an idle. I'm not touching the gas. It's a high idle. That's a brake. Woo! Woohoo! That's a brake. Heck yeah! We got brakes! Oh my goodness. Now I gotta get my fat ass out of this car. The seat's as far back as it goes. Yeah. And it's idling. It's idling. It was idling. That's a wrap, people. You seen it. It stopped. I pulled it forward. I wasn't afraid to pull it forward towards the camera because I knew it would stop. Thanks for fucking watching. Bye.